Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Byers. I'm the instructor for Annie 258, and this is Module 7, and we are lighting, set dressing, and adding cover to our courtyard level. This is Part 4. And you guys know how to get a hold of me at jbyers3@jcc.edu if you have any questions or concerns. And our overview is basically this, that you're going to finish this series, this 4-part series, with set dressing and cover placement. I want you to take those 4 assets that you created in Module 6 and place them in your scene. You may duplicate those objects if you'd like, if it's something that you can duplicate and looks good. So you're going to make sure that you will strategically place and calculate the distance between the assets so that the player can navigate through the level. Now, I don't want anything that you can't navigate easily through. We don't want anything overly cluttered, and you can't get through the level. That can be frustrating at times too, as far as the player goes. So once you do that, the courtyard level needs to be completely textured. So through 5 and 6, I am, still grading you on stuff that just obviously just disappears from the other modules. Of course, that's going to be graded. So watch out for that. If you have missing textures, make sure you put those back on before you take screenshots. Make sure you follow your style and theme of your mood boards and your floor plan. Make sure you stay true to that. I don't want to see any empty areas in your game level. So if you have anything more than 30 by 30 feet, that's just totally empty space. Anything larger than that, you might be counted off. There has to be a real strategic reason why you have a huge empty space for that. Otherwise, I'll be counting that off. You're going to use 4 different types of cover in your level, courtyard level, and you need to highlight these areas with screenshots and a description of the type of cover it represents. So if you do paper thin and you have a screenshot of a window, then you just put paper thin, just write some text at the bottom, and that's how I want you to do that. And so you also need to highlight your original model texture assets in your level too. So you'll have at least 4 screenshots of how you set dress your scene. And let's say you created a fire hydrant and you placed it on the corner of a street. So then I want you to take a screenshot of that, and I want you to do that for all 4 of your assets. We are going to do a nighttime or a dusk scene, but it has to be appropriately lit. I don't want any dark scenes, and just think of a very bright moonlight, okay, and then you add some warm lights to set your stage and to make your scene look really, really good. I do not want to see black areas. I don't want to see dark areas. Even though it can be a nighttime scene, you still want to see your textures. You still want to see all your assets in your scene. Again, be super careful. I've got some examples here that we can look at of a nighttime scene, so you guys can get an idea that just because we have a nighttime scene, doesn't mean everything is black or it's hard to see. In fact, when you watch movies, watch any movie that's outside, they tend to really pump up the light. It's kind of more of a bluish feel for a full moon light, and they even kind of overexpose that so you can see everything, okay? And we're kind of getting into the season of scary movies, so you can look, and then there's a lot of nighttime scenes, and you'll notice that obviously that's artificially lit, and you'll have to do that too with your scene, and I'm going to have some good videos for that. You guys can check those out later in this module. Okay, so there's a lot of work to do. It's not hard work. It's just time-consuming work. So make sure you start right away. So there's a lot of stuff you have to follow. So make sure you read the course assignment. I'm not going to read all of it. But basically all it's saying is make sure you cover all the content lessons and course assignments and deliverables. Make sure you really look closely at everything so you don't miss anything. You're going to have to create an asset list of at least 40 assets. Now, there's no way that you're going to have less than 40. I can guarantee you'll have a lot more. You only need to turn in 40. I mean, if you have 150, you don't need to do that. Just, at least turn in 40. You'll set dress your scene entirely, inside and out, and then add strategic covers. Cover to the interior and exterior courtyard. You make sure that it's completely textured inside and out. We don't want any empty areas larger than 30 by 30 feet. You'll need to find external assets, but honestly, if you can't find it at the Unreal Marketplace, I don't know where you're going to find it, because I found a ton of stuff there. I was clicking on the wrong thing, and I basically found a bunch of stuff. So make sure you just keep looking, because if you go to a place, model banks, it's hard to get those textures in. You have to spend a lot of time, as you guys know. So if there are things you can't find in the Unreal Marketplace, that's fine, but then you can go to these other places, these model banks, to find the rest of it. But try to find everything you can in the Marketplace. That'll make it so much nicer. It's basically, you click on it, it'll download right on your project, and you can drag and drop, and the texture's already on there. Alright, so make sure one of the things that I've noticed you guys are running into is you're not saving your scene. Like you have two areas you can save. You can save at the top where the main menu is, but then you can save where your content area is. You can save your stuff. So look for the save all or save as at the bottom. When you double click on your assets that's under the content, make sure you save that first, and then go to the top main menu and go, save as. So I've heard some complaints that you guys are losing stuff. That's why. So just double check that. I'm gonna be looking for this. So I'm gonna be looking for the 4 types of color, because I think some of you may not think about that, but you're going to have 4 different types of cover, at least in your court level. You're going to have a lot more than that, but I want you to think about the types. So we got props, which you all have. Then you have to think about world architecture. That can be like a column, okay? So you need to have one props. We have to have 4 different types. And you need to have screenshots that have these underneath that show me that you understand what you're doing. Paper thing can be a window or a door, and natural elements, of course, can be a tree or a bush. These are all things you guys can do very easily. You probably have already done it, and you don't even know it yet. So anyway, think about those. That's not a big deal. It's not a hard thing to remember, but I just want you to know that I'm going to be looking for that. Alright, so another thing you're going to be highlighting. When I say highlight, that means a screenshot. You're going to be taking screenshots and of using your original model textured assets. You're going to create a dusk scene. I don't want it pure black, obviously, maybe it needs to be a full moon. You need to have appropriate lighting. You need to have good lighting. Again, I think I went over that. And the rest is just easy stuff, okay? Another thing to watch out for is your assets. Now you guys are going to create a movie. This is going to be something that's going to be added in your assignment. So you're going to create a movie that goes through. I've done this with other classes. We started doing that in the spring 2020 class, and it worked out really good. The students really liked doing it. And so it just kind of takes you, it's a movie of you going through your level. And that's going to help me visualize it better. So I want you to go through your level and your rooms. And here's a student example, some student work. from spring 2020 that I felt that was really, really well done. And so you can kind of go through that and look through all those. And these have all of the things that I'm looking for. Now these are just examples. They're not, I think this particular student turned in over 45 or 50 screenshots, and just did a stellar job. And then of course all this stuff you can bypass if you've already read it and understand it, and have, just a kind of a reflection. I keep it in there just to reflect. Course assignment again, I double up on that stuff, and then I add more student work, ideas, and you can see that even though you can see that this is a dusk scene, this is the sky here, and she did kind of a motel or hotel, whatever you want. That would be considered a motel, I think. And you can see that it's definitely not black down there. Okay, so you can see that she's got a really good lighting. Her scene is well lit with the moonlight. It's really well done, and I'm really happy with that. It definitely looks like it's nighttime, but yet it's well lit. This is kind of the examples that I want to show you of really good lighting. Okay, and then we've got a interior scene, and then we've got this student's artwork that she created for the level. She doesn't have 4, but I think at the time we only were doing like 3. No, we actually did. I think she did I couldn't find the other piece in there, but she did one of these chairs or something. So where do you find this stuff? We already went through this. I added this though because I feel that some of you guys are missing. So you guys could type this in, but you can go in here. I went ahead and put this link to where I have found all the stuff. Maybe something that I clicked on before, but for some reason it wasn't coming up, and I wasn't getting very much. There's 22 pages of free stuff that I found. So if any of this interests you, I think some of you guys are doing some construction stuff. So this might be helpful, or Park. This is something that's very new. It came on at September 21st. If I were you, I would, even though you're not going to use it, because these take up a lot of space on your hard drive, so be very, very careful. But even if you don't use these, you can archive these, meaning that you go ahead and put it in your cart, and then take it from your cart, and it'll put it in your archive. And you have it forever, even if they decide to take it off. Okay. So Infinity Blade Castle, Infinity Blade Props, and Infinity Blade Temples. This is great for medieval. That's going to be our next theme, which is going to be really fun. And then I found some really great materials. If you guys haven't seen this already or downloaded, that's a good one. And Asphalt's a good one. We got this Megascans Force. Megascans, again, Megascans is free to us. Students, for you guys to go in there and download whatever you want, which is really amazing. So, but anyway, they have this on the marketplace, Megascans Urban Alleyway. So here's a couple of things you guys can look at. It's much easier to go on the marketplace and find what you need than it is to go out on the model banks. That's a lot harder to do and very time consuming, as you guys know. Okay, so I would try to find everything in the first day. If you start on Monday, gather all your assets up from, to spend a couple, 3 or 4 hours on the marketplace and at least get these in your cart, and then figure out what your assets are going to be, because that's going to be the next thing. I need you guys to figure out what assets you want to put in your scene, and then write those down. Of course, these are all just refreshers. If you are comfortable bringing things in, you don't have to watch these. Again, they're just for you to get refreshed. And then the asset list you have to turn in. It's going to be a Word document. And these are just examples. Now, a lot of you are going to be going, okay, I can just copy these and paste them on your Word document. That's fine. But you better have them in your scene. Otherwise, I'll start taking points off. So what I would highly recommend that you do, go ahead and set your dress, your scene, and then add these later if you're not sure, because I'll be looking for those. Okay. So if you say you're going to have outdoor lighting, and it's on your list, you better have it. Otherwise, points will be taken off. I just don't want you copying what I have and just going, oh, I'm done. I want you to really think about it and what you're going to have out there, and I want to be able to see those assets in your images, your screenshots. You're going to be you're going to be turning in a lot more screenshots than you did before, so be prepared for that. Even though I say minimum of 40, but really you're not going to have 40. You're going to have way more than that. That's just your minimum. As you can see in the rubric, 40 plus different assets. That's a minimum. You're going to have way more than that to fill your scenes up. Again, you could come back and go, well, you only asked for 40. Well, no, I said 40 plus right there. So if you don't fill your scenes up, that doesn't hold up in water. Okay, just won't hold up. And you need 4 types of cover. Okay, it doesn't mean you have 4 pieces of cover in your scene. It just means I need 4 different types of cover throughout your entire scene. Okay. You turn in a screenshot. You can read all this stuff. Screenshots of the dust scene and all that stuff. You can see that all this all amounts to 40 points. Okay. And make sure your first and last name is on every file. Turn in instructions. I really don't have I'm not going to have a turn in video for you guys. You guys know what you need to have. And then that's it. So I wish you the best of luck this week. I hope you have a lot of fun. I think set dressing and lighting and finishing your scene up is the most fun part of the whole entire process. And then you're able to play your scene and get some and feel like you have some value in your scene, and make sure you put some pride into your scene. I can tell the ones that really put the pride in, and you can see that from other students. And that's why I wanted to put it in this time. The students that I've had before, students that really put a lot of pride in to their work, and it shows. And I want you to feel, and I want you to do the same thing. I want you to be proud of your work, whether you're into this or not, whether you're going to be doing this type of work or not. I want you to give it 110%. So anyway, enjoy and have fun this week, and I'll see you guys in Module 8. We'll do something totally different. I'll see you then.